Well, let's get straight to our next management then. KEI Industries, that's the stock in focus, reported a rather good set of numbers, good growth, particularly in the cables business. The gross profit margin as well has expanded, while the EBITDA margin has come in at a 7-quarter high. So let's address that head on. Ms. Anil Gupta, the chairman and managing director of the company, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Gupta. Good morning. Well, numerous times in the last few quarters, I've been asking you, will you get to that double-digit margins? Can you hold above 10%? Congratulations, you've delivered that. 7-quarter high in terms of margin. Now, the problem is, can you maintain these margins? And what can you do in the second half of the
year? Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It has been a good show for the quarter two and as first half. We have grown by around 21% in sales at 1,946 crore. And on a during H1 period, we have grown by around 17%. It is in line with what we have guided from the beginning of the year, and we expect that we should grow over full year period by 16 to 18%, as has been mentioned by me in my earlier interviews. And EBITDA margin should be around between 10.5 to 11%, and we'll definitely try to meet the expectations of reaching close to 11%. Exports has been substantial, and look forward for better numbers in the coming quarters.
Okay, so 16 to 18% top line growth, 11% margins is what you hope to clock in the near term. I just want to understand, what is the status of the Gujarat plant that you're planning? Over the next 1 to 2 years, will there be any capacity expansion? If yes, when does it come on stream? And what would this do to your annual revenue trajectory?
The construction has already started, and we hope that first initial phase should be over by within 1.5 years, and we should be able to commence commercial production in the last quarter of FY24. We are also doing brownfield expansions and debottlenecking in our existing plants, which should give a growth of 15 to 16% in next year as well, during 24-25. And so far as Gujarat plant is concerned, we expect that once it is completed over a period of 3 years, it should generate a revenue of close to 4,500 crore from this factory.
Okay, so the Gujarat plant will be completed over 3 years, and 4,500 crores is the kind of revenue opportunity that you see you can generate from this particular factory, right? That's annually?
Yes, correct. Annually. Okay. And the production will come into phases, starting from 18 months, and then 24 months, and then the 3 years. That is gradual growth will be there in that. Okay,
I just had one follow-up question. You said that the initial phase will be over within 1.5 years. That is that's for the Gujarat plant, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Got that, sir. Just, Mr. Gupta, good morning, Prashant here. Just to go back, I mean, the beat largely came from the extra high voltage segment for you. That grew some 300%. It's only about 10-11% of your overall revenues. Could you tell us what happened there? Is it just, growth coming off a low base, or is something happening, and what should we expect for that segment going forward?
No, actually, there were pending dispatches from the quarter one. A lot of cables were lying ready and could not be dispatched because of the ROW problems and the customer clearances. So that substantial dispatches have taken place in this quarter, due to which there is a sudden spurt. Overall, we expect that this business should do around 500 crore to 600 crore over a full year period, as per our present capacity.
Okay, so this is just normalization of orders booked and then sort of shipped in the second quarter, which could not be. And you're saying revenues here should be 500 to 600 crores from this segment, normalized revenues, based on the current capacity. Got it.
Okay, all right. Couple of other aspects then. Export revenues as well, they're holding around 200 crores. How do you see that shape up from here on exports? And EPC revenues, I think it's the highest we have seen in the last 14 quarters. What's the outlook out there? You're on 310 crores for the last quarter.
Export revenues should continue to rise. We have a substantial traction and demand from our export customers and trying to add new markets as well. So I think that we are trying to reach to 15% of our total sales coming out of exports in the coming quarters. Secondly, regarding EPC, actually, we are trying to limit our EPC business between 500 to 600 crore, and due to lower base in the last year, the growth is looking at 25% this year.
But you did 310 crores, so so that did spike up. But from here on, you're saying what will be the normalized run rate for the EPC business?
Close to 600 crore over a full year period.
Full year, okay.
Okay. Can you give us some qualitative aspects of how demand is shaping up? If you can, give us a split between value and volume growth. I'm asking because some of your peers like Havels, for example, said that they are seeing a bit of a slowdown in the housing wire business. Are you also noticing some moderation in growth? If you can, give us some qualitative aspects.
I think there is a little moderation in the growth in the house wire business. But cable business is quite steady and is growing due to infrastructure demand and demand from new industries, as well as exports. And I think, no segment of the business always move in the same direction. There are little ups and downs, but some other segments make up the revenue shortage from the other business.
From your calculation, do you think that you're gaining market share?
I don't know whether we are gaining market share, but because of our lower base compared to Havels or some other companies, maybe our growth rate is faster.
Mr. Gupta, we spoke with, I remember it was KEC a couple of months, actually a month ago, maybe a little more. They said that, for some of their businesses, there is, because of the start of the election season, state elections start next year, before that orders get bunched up, and then during the course of the elections, things start to, they see a bit of a soft patch. For some other segments, there could be a ramp up as well. For your businesses, any expectations historically? What have you seen?
See, Prashant, KEC has more of a utility and government department business because of the EPC. So and EPC business during the elections, ROW issues and digging, etc., and the construction slows down. But ours is majorly a supply business and diversified into domestic as well as exports. I can't say what can be the impact of the elections. There may be little bit of impact during the election period, that is first quarter of FY25, but I can't predict it at the moment about this.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in and speaking to CNBC TV18.